to Trust Talks with BBB Serving CT. I'm Kristen Johnson. In Business Trust Talks, and Better Business Bureau's mission is to advance marketplace trust. In each one of our episodes, we hope to give you a better idea of what to look for, what to look out for, and what to expect so you can spend your money wisely and avoid being scammed. But today we're going to do something a little different. Over the last 2 decades, Connecticut's women-owned businesses have grown by 56%. Together, they now contribute more than $16 billion a year to Connecticut's gross state product, according to the Department of Economic Development. And in honor of Women's History Month, we've invited 3 women leading the charge for their companies right here in Connecticut to share their wisdom with us. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Takiya Green is the owner of Divine Writing and Consulting Solutions out of Trumbull. Samantha Leavitt is the vice president of Magee family of companies in West Hartford. And Claudia Cupe is the founder of Granny's Doggy Treats in Hartford. Thank you all for being with us so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Well, today we're going to talk about what inspired you to start your businesses, how you came to be entrepreneurs, and the challenges as well as the opportunities you've experienced running your businesses. Takiya, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about Divine Writing and Consulting Solutions.
Of course. So I am the founder and principal strategist at Divine Writing and Consulting Solutions, also known as DWCS. And we help nonprofits with capacity building, grant writing, and strategic planning. We have helped clients secure over $40 million in grant funding to expand their initiatives, programs, and impact their communities.
Why nonprofits?
I have a passion for nonprofits. I always have. I started in the nonprofit space when I was maybe 12 years old, helping my grandmother. So she had her own nonprofit. So I've always had a passion to help nonprofits.
And you were an executive assistant in your previous life. What made you want to start your own business?
Yes, I was. I was an executive assistant and a paralegal for many years. I wanted something more. I wanted to build my own dream instead of building someone else's. So that was honestly the start of it. I just wanted more, and I wanted to help people more and just give back more.
I can tell this is going to be an inspiring conversation today. Samantha, you are actually a nurse and still are. Before you did a bit of a career change, started managing the family business after you got married. Talk about that, going from being a nurse to going to this more male-dominated field.
Sure. So it was definitely a big change. The beauty of it is I've been able to use a lot of the strategies that I use as a nurse. So focusing on problem solving and critical thinking, handling stress. So the business was going through a transition, and my husband and I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to contribute different ideas and give a new perspective and rebirth the business.
Well, tell us a little bit about the business. Family of companies, Magee family of companies. So you have many different parts to this business. Tell us about it.
Correct. So we're a full service, inclusive interior and exterior renovation contracting company, and we also specialize in property management.
Oh, wow.
And we've been around for 50 plus years. Wow. It's a second generation family business.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. And Claudia, you reinvented yourself too after a long career with the United States Postal Service. Yeah. Tell us about that change.
Well, when I worked for the Postal Service for 26 years, and they had an early out, and I decided, well, you know what, let me step out on faith and start my own business. But the thing was, I actually took care of my 2 grandkids for about 3 years. Oh, okay. And then they just they went to school. They kind of kicked poor Granny to the curb. And so what's Granny to do? A friend of mine told me about Asnuntuck Community College.
I wanted to ask you actually went back to school.
I went back to school. I was a non-traditional student, and it was a little intimidating at first, being like, sometimes I was the oldest one, and sometimes I wasn't the oldest one in the class. But I found it challenging and rewarding, and I always wanted to be on the dean's list, so that was a real challenge. And I joined various communities, committees, and then they ended up voting me in to be the president of student body. Oh, so wow. I was a student government association, SGA, for about 2 years running. They just kept voting for me. I don't know why.
I think I know why. But you talked about faith, and it's one thing to want to start your own business. It's another for it to be successful. Tell us about Granny's Doggy Treats and how you decided to take that leap of faith.
Well, I took that leap of faith because I have a passion for all pets. And my dog got injured, but long story short, he started gaining weight and the vet was trying to sell me all this expensive dog food and all this. So I said, you know what? Google is my friend right now. So I started Googling recipes and everything. And while I was the president at Asnuntuk, we had a fundraiser for the people in Ukraine and we had a bake sale. And so I was like, okay, what is Granny going to bring? Okay, I'll bring some dog treats. And literally those dog treats flew off the table. And I said, you know what? I started sharing the dog treats with the dogs in my neighborhood and everything. And everybody loved them. I said, you know what? I probably could make some money out of this. So I turned my passion into a business that's really doing very good right now.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, Takiya, was it scary starting your own business?
Oh my God, was it? Absolutely. It is still scary now to this day. I always associate entrepreneurship with like a scary roller coaster ride. I mean, it's really, really uncertain. It's scary, but it's still worth it. Not having a plan was super scary. And just to Claudia's point, stepping out on faith was huge. But I'm so glad I did it.
What would you do differently?
Oh my gosh. I would definitely have had a better plan because I didn't have one. I literally stepped out on faith and said, this is what I want to do. And I know I'll be fine.
Do you both agree sometimes it feels like a roller coaster?
Oh,
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Scary.
Yes.
You know, everyone wants to be their own boss, but there's a lot of challenges that come with it, aren't there? What advice would you give, Samantha, to someone who wants to make that career change and to be their own boss?
So embrace the change, don't fight it, and be humble and gracious and be yourself. And it's going to be challenging. Just accept that and be willing to do whatever it takes. So
But
be disciplined and lead by example.
are there rewards that come with that, with being your own boss?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I love that it's setting a great example for my children. Going from nursing into owning a business, like I talked about before, is a completely different realm. And I am fortunate to be able to have the flexibility to be with them and make my own hours. So there's definitely benefits to being your own boss.
Here's a question for all three of you. I'll start with you, Samantha. You can measure success in different ways besides the bottom line. How do you measure success?
So I feel that it's all about making an impact. So I can tell that I'm being successful by seeing how my team responds to me, supporting their growth, creating different opportunities for them, even though financial stability is important. It's really just knowing that our work makes a difference in people's lives and that we're on the right path.
And your company is so multifaceted. You must have quite a large team.
We do. We do. Contractors, all different maintenance managers, administrative staff. So it's the whole gamut.
It's a lot to keep track of. Claudia, what about you? What do you look at as far as success besides the bottom line? Because that goes without saying. But how else do you feel success?
I feel that success is not just about the bottom line, but making an impact in your community. Okay, when you make a big impact in your community, you know, and just for me, just seeing the joy on the dog's face when they eating Granny's doggy treats and knowing that they're healthy and wholesome and they're good and the pet parent just loves them, and building that community, building that relationship with the pet parent as well, you know, that's what I feel like is success, and making a great impact in the community.
And you're not charging an arm and a leg like that.
No, oh God, no. To me, it's about building that relationship and communicating with the pet parent and hearing the stories about, and then when they send me the videos out when they gave the dog the treat or whatever, oh my God, it's just hilarious. It's just such a great feeling to know that I'm making an impact on somebody's pet that they love like a family member, and that's what brings me success.
You could be nearing retirement, but instead you have this, second career that you're loving.
Yes.
And that's bringing joy to you as well.
Oh, absolutely. Because the thing is, I make my own hours, and I love attending events and just meeting the people and, communicating and engaging with people and hearing those stories. It just set my life on fire.
It almost doesn't sound like work.
It's not. The thing is, when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it's not like work.
No.
It's not like work. I did 2 back-to-back events, one on Wednesday and one on Tuesday and Wednesday. And it was just so invigorating talking to the pet parents and, do your dog like peanut butter? Oh, my dog loves peanut. Well, your dog gonna love Granny's doggy treats. I say, well, what's in them? And then I have the ingredients there, and even the feeding instructions.
Wonderful.
And everything, the guaranteed analysis and all of that, because the state of Connecticut said I have to have that on my package.
Right.
So just interacting with that pet parent, and it's just such a joy, and it's my passion.
We always make sure our BBB accredited businesses are licensed and following all the state rules. So we know you're following them, Claudia. Yes. And lastly, Takiya, how do you measure success? Obviously, you are helping your community. You're working with nonprofits, right? So
Absolutely.
Maybe that's a little easier for you.
Impact for sure. It's definitely about serving the community and getting the clients the funding that they need so they can expand their programs and do what they need to do, the important work that needs to be done.
You probably share in their success and their excitement.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's so rewarding at the end of the day just to hear that they got the funding, they were able to expand and grow new programs. There's no greater feeling than that.
Their success is your success.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how important are contacts and networks to that success?
Oh my goodness. They are literally everything. I want to say 90%, if not more, of my business has come from referral, and also connections and collaborations. They're literally everything. I don't know where I'd be without referrals and connections.
Samantha, same question to you. Are contacts and networking important in your line?
I agree. Absolutely, incredibly important. In construction and property management, especially, it's building relationships with different contractors, suppliers, clients, and that network opens up more opportunity and word of mouth and, again, referrals. And that helps build the business.
And you go to conferences, correct?
Yes.
So we had talked previously about these conferences. Some of them are in the construction business. You're probably one of the few women, right?
Yes.
So what was that like at first?
So I've had to work a bit harder to prove my expertise. But, because at first glance, the stereotype is, especially in construction, it's a male-dominated industry. So I look at that as a challenge, and it's what keeps me going. And for me, my dedication, hard work, and commitment speaks for itself. So that's it.
So the networking was a bit of a challenge at first.
Yes, at first. And for myself, because you can get in your head a little bit. And when you're around all of these construction guys and you walk in and it's kind of like a shock. But again, once you open your mouth and you speak and show that you know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter, male, female.
Yeah, how did you overcome that at first? How have you grown confidence in that?
So I've leaned a lot on my team. I've learned so much, and I do a lot of research. So I'm always looking up new products, new ways to do things, and that keeps me fresh and up to date. So that really was a big part of it, because if you go in knowing what you're talking about, and then also being willing to admit when you don't, and it's okay to not have an answer. But I always say, if I don't have the answer, I'll find it for you.
Well, you kind of answered my next question, which was the challenges of being a female entrepreneur. Claudia, how important has networking been to you and those contacts?
It's been very important to me because it's not only just speaking with the pet parents, but local businesses as well. Whether I'm talking to dog walkers, dog sitters, veterinarians, just local business owners, it's very important to have those contacts. And word of mouth referral, you know, people say, well, have you tried it? Oh, you got to try these treats. And, you know, and it just, the word just get around, and it's very important to have that network and that support group as well.
And get those reviews on bbb.org too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I love that app, by the way.
Oh, you
you
do?
know, when you
Yes,
just
the
tap that
app.
app on your phone and you just send right to them. It's already verified.
Do you guys know about the app?
No.
Good. Okay.
Yes,
Then
yes.
we'll talk afterwards, but the app is important. It's a great, easy way to get positive reviews. So
Awesome.
people know where to look and they know that you're a trusted business. So Claudia, what are the challenges, like I asked Samantha a minute ago, of being a female entrepreneur? Have you run into any challenges? It doesn't sound like you might have, but
Not too much, but as being a female entrepreneur, we can run into challenges, and I just haven't ran into any myself, but I know there's challenges out there as being a female entrepreneur, because in my industry, it's mostly women that's bakers. I haven't ran into any male
right.
bakers yet. Not to say that there's none out there, but I haven't run into too many challenges but being a female entrepreneur is still about building strong networks. You know what I mean? And you got to put yourself out there. You got to put yourself, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And once you get out of your comfort zone and you be around networking and you're networking with people, that's how you grow as a female entrepreneur.
so it sounds like you maybe have found more opportunities being a female entrepreneur. Would you say that?
I go to a lot of networking events. I go to a lot. I put myself out there and I talk to people, and I even give out free samples while I'm out. So
Because how will people know about you? You know,
Exactly.
if you don't put yourself out there.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the challenges, Takiya, and opportunities of being a female entrepreneur. Let's start with the challenges. Have you run into any challenges?
Oh, absolutely. Being taken seriously in male-dominated spaces is definitely one of them. But to Samantha's point, you got to keep showing up. You got to know what you're talking about. That's definitely have been a challenge for me, especially talking about finances and contracts and things like that, being taken seriously. One of the benefits definitely is I feel like women, we lead with empathy and innovation. So that's definitely one of the pluses about being a female-owned business.
Okay. And Samantha, what do you think are the benefits of hiring a female-owned or a female-led company?
So I've been able to incorporate the principles of being a wife, a mom, and a nurse, and really pride myself on listening, anticipating needs, trying to be proactive. And I feel like as women, we tend to be caretakers and detail-oriented, and that sort of connection and communication with a client is so important. It really is.
It makes you a good boss too.
Yes.
You know, I have a female boss, and I think, you can relate to each other and understand. So, not that men can't, but women, like you said, Takiya, you have that empathy. Claudia, what about you? What do you think are the benefits of hiring a female-owned company?
I think it's the benefits is it's a unique opportunity. You could focus on women-focused groups like networking groups for women and mentorship programs for women. That is definitely I shoot for that, and just supporting women supporting women mentoring women. It's just a great opportunity to do that, and it just get a fresh perspective on it, a fresh spin on it, if that makes sense.
Do you use any of your experience in the Postal Service? I know you worked at the window, so you're the person we would bring our mail or our packages to. Do you use any of those experiences in your new day job?
Oh, absolutely. Customer service skills, I'm telling you, you kind of have to kill them with kindness, even when they're rude to you. You know what I mean? Because it's your business, and you want to make people feel comfortable with you when they before you, and you kind of like have their pet and their health in your hands, you know what I mean? So I take it very seriously, my customer service skills, my leadership skills from being president of SGA, all of that. I use all of those skills that I got into Granny's Doggy Treats and make it happen.
Are the grandkids going to take over someday?
Oh,
You're going to have to change the name, right?
That would be great. That would be great. But having a strong sense of a community as well, because I like to volunteer in the community as well. And, people, that's a good way to get your name out there and just networking with people and stepping out of your comfort zone.
How do you give back? You said you volunteer in the community. How do you give
I
back?
volunteer at Infield Food Shelf every other Friday at the Connecticut Food Share mobile truck. Is a big 18-wheeler truck. They come to my town, and we're out there. We hand out food. Plus, I'm a mentor for Good Works Inc., which is a mentoring program, which I have a little mentee. I'm helping her start her own business. So it's just a great feeling with just giving back to the community and sharing what I know and what I know works. And it's just a great feeling.
You have so much life experience and such a diverse career experience as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a meaningful impact on the community. That's what I love.
I love that smile. Takiya, you said you also have a mentor?
I do, yes. I am a mentor, or I have an 8th grade mentor at the Ansonia Middle School. And I'll be reading to the 1st grade class on Friday, tomorrow. I've been doing it for 3 years. I love it. I love the kids, and I love to give back. So.
Well, speaking of school, you decided after you started your business to go back to school to get your bachelor's degree.
I did. I actually am done.
You just finished?
I just finished. I'll be graduating in May.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited.
So what was...
And happy to be done.
How long did it take?
It took me, I already had my associates, so I already had 2 years. So 2 years.
So what's your degree in?
Nonprofit management, business administration.
So what made you decide to do this now?
I think I was so hard on myself for so many years for finishing so late. But now is honestly the perfect time. I feel like it aligns with what I'm doing now. And I'm honestly just putting the formal education behind what I'm already doing.
And what was it like juggling, going back to school, getting your degree with running your own company?
Oh my gosh. And then I'm a mom too. I'm a wife too. So sometimes it was like I had no idea how I had the time. But I did it. I mean, I prioritized, I made time. I'm very happy now to be done so I can finally have that out of my mind. But it was really hard. It was really hard.
But worth it, right?
Worth it. So worth it.
And Samantha, you talked a little bit about the fact that, you're a mom, you're still a nurse, and you're helping run this company. So you talk about how you juggle all of those things.
It's a lot. And I agree. You feel like you don't have enough time in the day. But if you want to make something work, you make the time and you make it happen. And it's just time management is huge, prioritizing. And sometimes certain things have to give. So it's give and take. You can't always say yes to every event.
Yeah. Right. So I want to go down the line. I'm going to ask each of you what would be your biggest piece of advice to someone who's listening. It could be man or woman who's out there and they want to start their own business, but they're just not sure, how to get started. I know your situation is a little different, Samantha, but I'm sure you still have some advice that you can share. So Takiya, we'll start with you and we'll go down the line. What would be your best piece of advice for someone that might just be a little scared to take that leap?
I would definitely say have a plan. Don't be like me. I'm blessed because I feel like I'm learning as I go, which is a great thing. However, I wish I had a plan. So plan ahead for all of the things. Have your plan ready to go. And definitely, you can't be scared. You have to trust and believe that it's going to work.
The challenge is you have your job, you want to start a new job, and you have to find time to come up with this plan to start your new business.
It's a lot, and it's going to be a lot. And just know that anything worth having is worth working for. Okay. And it's not going to be easy.
Samantha, what about you? What's your best tip?
I would say do your research. look into the field, see if you can shadow other business owners.
That's great.
And just arm yourself with that knowledge and that information, and then set the expectation that you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You know, there's a saying, fake it till you make it. I can't stand that expression. I feel like you'll make it when you make it. So all along the way, you're learning and growing, and just have, treat yourself with kindness and give yourself a little grace like you would anyone else.
Knowledge is key, though.
Yes.
Claudia, what about yourself?
I would say get a mentor, because that's what I did when I started. I got a mentor with score.org, and that guy, I'll never forget him. He just challenged me. He challenged me to step outside my comfort zone. He challenged me to do my research on the internet, on the industry of being a pet baker. He challenged me to go out and talk to my competition,
Wow.
Yeah, he really gave me the challenge. And once I stepped up to the plate and I got out of my comfort zone, it was pretty much smooth sailing after that.
Sounds like it. Well, before we wrap up, I want to make note that each of you are BBB accredited. So I want to go down the line again one more time and ask you why you became accredited and what you hope it says to your clients and customers.
Definitely. I feel like being accredited definitely validates our professionalism and trust. And I hope that the clients will see that, I hope that they will feel comfortable and confident in working with me.
Samantha.
So I'm grateful to have joined a company that has been with the Better Business Bureau for quite a while, and we do have an A+ rating. And to continue to maintain that shows a level of transparency, credibility. I know that's something that I look for when I look at a business, and the feeling that you're getting value, quality, value, and that we stand behind our work.
Very good. And Claudia.
I'm a proud member of the Better Business Bureau. When I do my events, I have my stand up there. I'm proudly showing the flyer that I'm a member. But to me, it shows customer satisfaction. It shows that transparency, and it shows that I'm paying my bills on time and I'm accredited and I'm not being sued. So that's the transparency that, and the whole standard of honesty. So I'm a proud member, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Well,
Yep.
Claudia, Samantha, and Takiya, we are proud to have you as BBB accredited business as well. And thank you so much for sharing your insights and your knowledge and your experience and what you've been through and your successes, most importantly. We really appreciate having all three of you here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Go out and support those female-owned businesses and, most importantly, Connecticut-owned businesses. We'll see you back here next time.
Follow us on Instagram at nutmeg.tv.
Sometimes life just happens. Don't worry. Farmington Motorsports will get you back on the road and at a fair price. From towing to tires, emissions to transmissions.
Our ASC certified techs do it all.
Farmington Motorsports is a family-run business. We're a Napa Auto Center and AAA approved. We work on all makes and models, from preventative maintenance to major repairs.
And every repair is backed by our 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty.
When life happens to you, don't worry. Farmington Motorsports.